Welcome back, my good people. This next week, our special feature that I'm calling 2-week trip to the island, man. We're going to celebrate 2 Long Island-based distributors, man. Both of which are kind of shrouded in, like, obscurity, man. Unknown. Now, week 1 is going to feature a guitar made by Montaya. Remember Pablito? Pablito. He was made by Montaya. And we got this guy to go to Hebrew school. I don't know much about this guitar myself. This is it's an Atlas guitar, man. You see inside there, man? Can you see inside there, man? Well, that smells like fire, man. I got this from somebody who got it out of the trash, man. It didn't cost me a red cent, man. It's got all kinds of, like, I guess, Hebrew school stickers on it. You know what I mean? The dude must have been like a Hebrew school teacher, or he was like hanging out with like children on a kibbutz. I don't know what his deal was, man. I don't know nothing about him. You know what I mean? But this guitar, an Atlas guitar, says Hicksville, New York, man. Long Island. That's where Billy Joel grew up, man. The great Billy Joel himself, man. So part 1 of the trip out to the island, man. Our guitar festival days. They're going to start right now. I'm going to flip you around. We'll take a look at it. It's made by Montaya. It's kind of fucked up. It needs a little bit of work, man. We're going to get it back in action. It's got a nice little bridge here. You know what I'm saying? It's not that fucked up, man. So I'm going to flip you around, and we're going to celebrate it together, man. As a family. So I'm saying, the trip out to the island, part 1. Next week's going to be an island extravaganza, folks. This is just trying to wet your whistle. Montaya, man. Flea market freebie. You know, English Town is the oldest flea market in New Jersey. I think it's one of the oldest flea markets there is, man. That's where George Washington stayed during the Battle of Monmouth, man. English Town, man. Old English Town, man. At last. From Hicksville. Model F411. 32485 is a serial. Cyril Burgess. It's got some problems though, man. Oh man, it's missing one of these. You know what I'm saying? So that one's actually not missing. I was just kidding about that one. This is the one I was talking about. This is what I was talking about too, man. Hey man. It's been a long day, man. Missing some binding. We'll show you how to do that, man. It's got an odd kind of one binding thicker than the other. Missing some tuning keys, but luckily they still function. They just need buttons. You can see where Montaya, I think, had like something on it, like a little plaque over it. It's talking about Atlas, Long Island, and Hicksville. I'm saying it's probably late 80s, early 90s. I'm saying, maybe. You know what I'm saying? The maiden, you know what I mean? Korea sticker's gone, I believe. I believe this to be a Korean-made instrument. From my estimations and guesstimations, looks like it's strung with nylon strings. It is strung with nylon strings. I think it's got a radius board, though, man. It looks like a well-built kind of instrument, man. We liked, you know, Montaya. Remember our little Pedrito, Pablito, whatever the fuck his name was, man. All these little Hanukkah stamps, man. We're just going to get rid of them. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep these 2 on here just to remember things. This is kind of warped. I might want to try if I can get this off. Maybe. Try to get it flat again. I don't know, man. It's got a real bad kick in here. I've messed up on my Hanukkah lessons, Grandma. I'm going to kick my fucking guitar in. I'm going to be the maddest motherfucker in Hicksville. I ain't no fucking hick though, asshole. The Long Island, like, you know what I mean, accent. I like this bridge piece, man. It's pretty nice. This thing's stuck in there. We'll show you how to get this guy out, man. We'll show you, man. So let's get to doing that right now. Let's take these strings out conventionally, and then we'll get to this one. I'll show you what to do, man. We got some broken shit off going on here. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of stuff. I don't know if you can see it right here. It goes, man. It sounds like a fucking maraca, man. Like a fucking maraca. Hicksville. Trip out to the island. I like this, man. It's pretty nice. I don't know if this is even original or not, man. Made out of machined aluminum in my father's garage. He's a fucking asshole, my father. Fuck him. Made out of a fucking bullet, man. I'm not a hick, man, but I'm from Hicksville. Hey, I go on a motorcycle, asshole. Look at this, man. Let's get this guy back in action, man. He's gonna be Montaya, man. We'll be proud of you, Montaya, man. Let's get these strings that remain off. Feels like it's got a radius. It'll probably play really great with steel strings on it. I'll see where we got the string down attached, man. We're gonna show you how to get this guy out, man. Get this guy out too, man. Hey, I think there's another peg in here I saw rattling around too. I just talked for 4 minutes. Isn't that incredible? Let's see when we're on this right now. So we're down to just one real slack-jawed string. Actually, this made matters worse. Now I got 4 broken pins in there. I only got 2 of them out. There's a head right there and another head on the floor. I'm just gonna reach my hand in the hole and just pop them out. Oh, Black Widow spider! Oh! I'm just kidding, man. Alright, so we were able to free Willie, man. We freed Willie. We showed William to all the girls in the office. Got him out, man. This one was hanging around inside the cavity of the guitar. Here's a little piece of the perfing from back here, man, where this got kicked off, man. So speaking of that, man, the big kick off, man. Let's go into the workshop and take a screwdriver and try to pull that up. And while we pull it out, let's just douse it with a whole bunch of tight bond wood glue. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to use the brand Type Bond. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get it level and flush. See you over there, my astute friends. Happy Hanukkah. So I just got a whole mess of clamps out and put them on there. That's the end. A lot of material missing, so it's sort of like a rig up job. You know, we able to sort of get this a little bit more flush. You know, with the actual guitar. A lot of glue in there. You see some glue like dripping out. Then we taped up the binding because the binding got all screwy. You know what I mean? The angle was wrong. That little piece fell out. Luckily, we still have that little piece, man. Put a little razor blade in there to keep it straight. Because after we put the clamps on, it was all, you know, all over the place. But we got it straight still. Lots of glue in there everywhere. You can see a lot of glue in there. Put some heavy stuff on top of it so it doesn't fall off. Because we got some heavy clamps on there. Over the table, man. This is a really haphazard, man. Hope it sets real quick. So hopefully this will stabilize the wood. And then in the next step, we'll sort of stabilize a little bit further and get cosmetic. Fill in the patches, people. See you in a minute. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Alright, so we're outside in the great outdoors. Beautiful day. Hot day. Steamy day. We can see that there's a lot of material loss here at the bottom. You couldn't really see that in that earlier video, man. But it, you know what I mean? Over the years, it's lost a lot of material. But all that glue sort of got it in the right place and it's rigid now. Before it was all like wobbly. Luckily, we still got that binding straight. I mean, there's some little deficits here. There's a lot of material missing right in here. You know, so you see in there. And underneath there, too. This part. So, we also had another little kick in over here that we put some glue in. Not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? But it's stabilized now. It's glued up. Guys seen some action on the kibbutz, man. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna mix up some old Bondo, man, on this big piece of scrap paper. You know, just putty it in there. You know what I mean? I don't think we're gonna reattach that perfing, to be honest with you, because it'll probably vibrate. So we want to get a thick coat of Bondo in there, but we don't want to leave a little space to glue that binding back in there. At the end, we get in here too, real good. You know what I mean? And all in here. A little bit here, just a little bit, man. Not too much, just enough. So I'll see you when that's all complete. So that's it for the Bondo. Let's let it dry out here. Clean up this mess. I'll see you back down in the basement after it's dry. Alright, so we let it sit outside for the whole afternoon. Nice and hot out there. Hard as hell, man. So I got a 50 grade garnet cloth, I think it's called. That's what I've been calling it. I don't know. But just get it, you know what I mean, do a rough sanding on it. Wear a mask, you know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. Wear a mask. You know, we don't really care. This thing's not like, you know what I'm saying, like a show model. Just want to get the rough off there. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of touch up with the regular. This is probably about 150, 200 grit, something like that. I'll see you in a moment. Rough times will be smoothed out. Look at that. So there it is, folks. We took a like dry, clean white t-shirt and just, you know what I'm saying, buffed it down to the end of the finish, man. Where there was no material left, you know what I mean? There was only Bondo. There's no Bondo on any of the finish. I'm saying that's our little rule, man. It's solid now. You know what I mean? You don't hear any kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Before it was like, you knock your finger went right through it, you know what I mean? Especially up here, man. It's a little trampoline. So it's kind of sort of, you know what I mean, still curing out. So we'll leave that go for a little while. We got a lot of work to do with this old kibbutz girl, man. She's been out on the range all day long. We're missing some neck binding here. You know what I mean? Here. Over here, man. I told the story before. I'll tell it again, man. I was looking for some neck binding. Neck binding and body binding, differences like size, you know what I mean? Like this is the standard body binding. It's a little, wider, you know what I mean? It's definitely wider than this, man. You know what I'm saying? So I went to my friend Dr. Bertillo. I was like, hey, man, I'm looking for neck binding. He's like, I used to have some neck binding 20, 30 years ago. He's like, but I've pretty much been relying on this big old roll of this body binding. And he gave me a couple different, examples of body binding, So just use this. You don't need neck binding, And I had a catalog, and I tried to order it through this catalog Dr. Steve had given me, and they only had black. So in the early days of the internet, I found this, I believe it was a Chinese website, early exporters. And I bought a huge, huge roll of the neck binding, man. White neck binding. And it was huge, man. And I remember Dr. Patillo had said to me just a couple of weeks earlier before I got it, you know what I mean? He's like, I got this roll 30 years ago, and I haven't even burned through it yet, you know what I mean? And it was a pretty big, you know what I mean? There's this little small piece that he gave me of two different examples that he was showing me, I gave him half of this, over half of this, because I wasn't ever going to use it, you know what I mean? 20 years later, it's exactly almost 20 years, maybe 22 years. 23 years, maybe. Time goes by real quick. Anyhow, so I got that binding, still after all these years, man. Here's a little piece of it here. See, this binding is the exact perfect size for over here. However, on this side, the binding's like thicker. You see where the binding's thicker, man? This little binding here, it's too small, actually. You know what I mean? It's too small, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make the grade. So I'm going to take a piece of this binding here, Dr. Patillo, you know what I'm saying? Just for this little one section. Cut a little piece, you know what I mean? And I'll shave that down in honor of him, man. Got some of these rubber bands, man. Rubber band, man. Hopefully I have enough. What I do is I take Tight Bond and just a bit of super glue and I mix it together on a piece of paper. And that's my secret concoction for this. And we just wrap the rubber band around here for a couple hours, man. So I'll see when that's all darned up, man. You darn fool! You should be darn proud of yourself. You darn idiot. Alright, so we set for a couple hours. I even put it outside. Nah, it's sun, man. It's nice and dry now. We got a little piece of scrap wood. You know what I mean, on both sides. You know what I mean? Get that rubber band as taut as possible over those. Little piece of bindings, man. Distributed it equally, man. You know what I'm saying, people? So that's how it was done. That's how it was done, how we completed our task, man. So let's take these rubber bands off, man, and get on with the show, man. Get on with the music, guys. Peace be with you, Montaya. Hey, Montaya. Right, so it looks good. You know what I'm saying? It feels good, pretty much, you know what I mean? However, I want to show you, man, it bothers me a little tiny bit. And this isn't just me, man, it bothers other people. See these little gaps here, man? These little gaps, man, little tiny gaps, man. This one in particular, man, is kind of gappy, man. Kind of gappy, man. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Super glue, man. Super glue. Put it in there. Wick it in there, man. Wick it work. You know what I mean? This is some baking soda. I'm going to sniff this inside of the guitar. And I'm gonna just put this in there where it's wet. It's gonna get real hard. I'll do it on the other side too, man. And then we'll, proceed. You want to proceed, don't you? Don't tell your boss what you saw here today, you Weisenheimer. See, I got them gaps nice and sealed up. You know what I'm saying? No more problems, man. The other side's good too, just trust me, man. Don't let me flipping around. I got one of these old sand and spongers. You know what I mean? Let's just get it down back to grade. Carefully. Very careful. See you in a moment. Look at that. Now it passes the Ray Charles test. You can't even feel it. You cannot even feel. You know, you can see it, but you can't feel it, man. So that's cool, man. That's cool. It feels great. You can actually feel other bumps in it more than you can feel where those little pieces were missing. So we're in good shape so far. Now, let's do a fret job on this. It's actually got a truss rod. See that, man? It's got a truss radius. Truss radius of odious. So let's adjust it, man. Let's get it totally correct. Do the fret job, and I'll see when we're done with the fret job. My peaceful Montaya friends. You also got to remember our friends on the island, Hicksville. Atlas. Asshole. Alright? Fuck with me. Alright? Not today, alright? Get off my eye rock. Asshole. Look at those frets, man. Gorgeous. The binding's restored. The frets are perfect. Now, I didn't put any mineral oil in there. No Earl yet, because I want to do some more stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want oil in there just yet, man. So, we've been talking about these deficits, man. These missing marker inlay dots, man. I thought I had some perloid dots, but I don't. I do have this in the parts section. I got this, I guess, a while back. I had some old control panel I wanted to redo. And if I still want to do that project in the future, I think I'll still have enough space. So I'm going to take some of this out of here, cut it off, right? And I'm going to take a piece of steel wool and get it real dull. Just a little tiny piece. Big enough for these two holes. I'll be right back at you. Alright, so I got this nice and dull. Peel that little protective film off of it. It's actually got adhesive on the back. I'm just going to leave that for now, man. We don't care about that for a second. So I got some black acrylic paint. I got a little magic erase sponge. Like I show you in my yellowing video, I'm just going to grade this up a little bit. You know what I mean? Dirt it up a little bit. I mean, just slightly. Just slightly. See, in a hot moment. Do you see that? Do you see that? Look how great that looks. And we kind of buffed it up a little bit with a piece t-shirt. Get all the excess paint off of it. Now it's nice and dark. So I got a hole puncher here, regular hole puncher. Just gonna punch out a couple holes, whichever one looks best. You know what I mean? We'll peel the little backs off. Got the old glue gun heating up. Put a dab of glue in here, dab of glue here and here. You know what I'm saying? Take the two best little, round circles and just stick them in a pile of hot glue after we take the back off of it. You know what I'm saying, man? That's where we take the back off, and the adhesive on here from 3M will sort of melt in with that glue, and we'll have a nice little happy time. Nice little happy moment. Do you see that? Do you see that? Well, that's with the dirty fretboard and like a light flashing on it, man. Up here, man, subdued lighting, man. We're cool, man. So what about this unyellowed portion here, man? All whited out, man. You know what I mean? Kill whitey, man. Let's get rid of this whitey, man. I got some acrylic paint, some brown and some yellows. Let's yellow this guy up, man, and on the other side, man. Let's just yellow her up, you yellow old punk. Same way we did that, you know what I'm saying, pearlescence panel, man. I'll see you in the yeller in time, you yellow belly fool. You fool, man. Alright, so we got the sections a little yellowed out again. You know what I'm saying? A little yellowed up. So let's seal that yellow in and add to it with a little bit of true Earl, man. A little piece of rag, man. Do it, man. You always take the rag after you're done with the true oil and douse it in water and throw it in the garbage, man. Peace be with you, true oil. Couple runs, man. We should be alright. So we're doing the true oil. Let it cure out. While we're curing out, let's do something else, man. See how this is all
coming up. This is like really warped. Like, it was the worst warped pick guard I ever seen. Now, I've had warped and bent pick guards before. I always read about this trick of like putting like a pick guard in a very low heat oven. You know, so I don't want to put it in my oven now, man. See if I can get this off without damaging the guitar. Oh yes, it feels like it's coming right off. I'll do this right on camera, man. I'm not even afraid. You afraid? Tell me if you're afraid. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. It's got like a little adhesive there. We'll leave that very carefully. Let's take care of this, man. Let's clean this off. Front, left, and center. We'll leave those 2 stickers on. Just for memories. Because they seem to be intact. I'll see you in a minute. So I plan on doing this in my toaster oven outside, but this little tray actually was from my old toaster oven. It doesn't fit in my new toaster oven. I don't have anything flat. So I have the regular oven preheating at 200. You know, I mean, keep the light on. We want the shrinky dink action. You know what I'm saying? Putting little Hanukkah people into the oven, man. I feel like Simon Wiesenthal's gonna, you know what I mean, come after my site, man. I'm doing to try to save the people, man. I want the Hanukkah people to Hanukkah again, man. I'll tell you when it's ready. See that, folks? It's almost totally flat, man. Almost totally flat. Let's take it out of there before it shrinky dinks up, people. The Hanukkah people are saved. Look at that. We're flat now. You see that? Did you see that? See my bird Albert, he sees it. See that? We both see it, man. And the Hanukkah people have never looked better. You know what I'm saying? It's great. So let it cool down and we'll put it back on there. Let's take care of the guitar now. I hear you, Albert. I'm glad he's happy. The Hanukkah people are safe too, man. Peace be with you, Hanukkah friends. That's excellent. The pick guard straightened it out. Hope it didn't, you know, shrink that much, man. I'm sure it'll be okay. But the rest of you Hanukkah guys, man, you gotta go, man. You spent your time long enough on this guitar. We gotta get you off. So we're just gonna peel these stickers off. And we're gonna put a little goof off, get all that. That adhesive was very, very strong. These aren't like relic Hanukkah stickers, man. They say copyright 1996, I believe, right? 1996 Hanukkah friend, man. He's a young Hanukkah friend, man. So let's take them off carefully, remove all the goo, and I'll see you on the flip of that switch, man. So all the boys' Hanukkah friends went away without any fights, man. There was no arguing. They all went home. Celebrated their own Hanukkah at their own place, man. Enough interloping over here. So we got this piece of adhesive film sitting here. You know what I'm saying? We got to cover that up. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our Hanukkah boy. Look how flat he is, man. Look how flat that is. Isn't that incredible? Remember how warped it was? It's like a 45 in the sun, man. You wouldn't even know what 45 is, man. All right. Just put a little tiny dollop rubber cement on there, man. Just a little dollop, man. A tiny dollop. And we're going to carefully fix that adhesive. Adhere it. Peace be with you. See you after the attachment. We got nice strong adhesive. Look how flat that is and straight, man. Little dab will do you, that rubber cement, man. It's nice and good, man. Ain't going nowhere, man. Ain't going nowhere, people. Still waiting for this to totally cure out. We're giving it a couple coats, man. So we're missing a couple of tuning buttons. I like how he made like a tuning button. I like the mojo on this, man. This looks like it was made out of some kind of like machine gun case. This is really style. This is real, like, you know, I mean, cool, man. Cool. I got the other bushing too, by the way, man. BTW. So I can either replace these tuners and lose the cool factor on here, or I can get an alternative to replacing it. And that seems to exist in these. I got these off of Amazon a couple months ago for a project that I didn't do. Look at that opening, man. That opening fits right on there like a glove, man. Like a glove. Look at this. Spins that tuner post around, man. It doesn't even need glue, really. You know what I mean? I would put a little bit of Tide Bond in there. A little bit of Tide Bond on them three. You know what I mean? Glue them on. Let them set. Let them set, Sonny. I'll see you after the sun sets. Alright, so we waited like 4 or 5 hours. These are totally dry. You know what I mean? Cool, because it's got some mojo. This guitar's definitely got a story to tell. You know what I'm saying? So looking at the nut here, I see that the little E compromise, man. But it looks like it's like half filled in or something, man. Schmegmas, I don't know what the hell's going on in there. Let's take a little rat tail file and open that guy up. We can always replace this nut. I got plenty of nuts that size. Plenty of them, man. If not, we can make one. Let's open that guy up. I'll see you in a second. There you go, man. That'll work, man. I don't know. We can replace this guy if we need to, but we'll give it a shot first. This one's compromised too, man. You know what I'm saying, man? It's all about compromise. So, this is kind of cured out here. We look good. We feel good. Let's give this, you know what I mean, take a piece of steel wool and just rub mineral oil in here. Man, get it in there real good. Let it seep in about a half hour, 45 minutes. See when that's done. So we've had it seeping in there for quite some time. We're going to let it seep a little bit further, man. Also took that piece of steel wool with the grease on it and just got there with some kind of glue that was around this Montaya logo. It was probably said Atlas on it. Man. So we're going to really carefully just flip this guy over here. Kind of have to rest around our grease. And you see this here? You see that? The Bondo was? Let's just take this old furniture marker, man. Kind of around the same hue. Let's just color that Bondo in, man. Keep away from the binding now, people. See you in a moment. Peace be with you, binding. Just to subdue it a little bit. You know, I mean, we're not looking to reinvent the wheel here. Got this little piece of binding. Remember that guy? Remember that guy? The unfocused phone. Let's glue him back in. He belongs right here. You know what I'm saying? We'll glue him back in. I'll see you in a minute. One moment. Alright, so we got that little piece glued in. This is all seeped in. We wiped off the excess. Look at that. It's just mineral oil, man. It's already been wiped off. Look how beautiful it looks, man. Look at that. Gorgeous. So let's clean off the rest of the body. Stay away from the pick guard. We don't want our Hanukkah friends get all messed up. See some furniture polish. Get around the bottom, man. It's kind of dirty. Kind of dirty, man. Kind of grimy. See you in a moment. Alright, so it's kind of cleaner. Kind of nicer. Yeah. Got this Mom's cleaner wax. Get a little bit more gunk off it. Give it a super shine. Super sheen. Stay away from the rosewood. Here and here. I don't think we're going to put any butcher's wax on here, actually. It looks great. Looks grand. Let's give it an old glosser. A gluster. Sheeny shining now. Sheeny to the shiniest power. Yes, people. Got that little adjustable bridge back in there. Got a brand new set of 6 brand new pins, man. Got this cool set of colored strings, since this is like a fun guitar for our fun little Hanukkah friends, man. You know what I'm saying? All different colors. So let's put them on there and see the glamour shots, people. You know what I'm saying? A long time coming. A little bit of glamour. You know what I'm saying? And this 2-week trip up the island extravaganza, part 1. See you in a minute at the glamour shots, people. You know what I mean. There it is, people. Great, man. I never actually had a guitar with these playful color strings on it, man. It's cool, man. It's cool. It plays great. It sounds great. It's a nice little guitar. You know what I'm saying? This is probably, you know what I mean, the guitar I wouldn't bring overseas. You know what I mean? It's a small, full sounding guitar. It's nice, man. It looks a lot better now. You know, it's got its own mojo. See how that original Montaya logo is kind of off center? I think this might have been a factory second. And I think that Atlas bought a whole bunch of, you know what I mean, guitars off of Montaya that had like slight imperfections. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about seconds again next week. It'll figure into part 2 of the Long Island stretch, man. Nothing much to say about the back. You know what I'm saying? Got that little piece glued in down there. Everything worked out just fine, man. Just fine. It's cool, man. That nut held up. You know what I'm saying? Hold up the nut, man. The rosewood is great. It's so real dark. It looks like wet. Really absorbs that greasy mineral oil. So there it is, folks. The Atlas, man. The Montaya. Let's hear it, man. You know what I'm saying? I spent so much time just talking, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Let's get these colorful rainbow strings strumming. And then we can say peace be with you. So there it is, folks.
The Atlas F411. Montaya 411. Information, please, man. Let me know.
It's a beautiful sounding guitar, that's one thing I'll tell you. Gorgeous sounding, man. Full sounding, I like one of those little 60s Corley guitars, man. So, Hicksville's favorite son, Billy Joel. The song was written when Hicksville's still close to his heart, man. Hey Lord, would you look out for her tonight? She's sitting on a beat. Hey Lord, would you look out for her tonight? 'Cause she's far across the sea. Don't you give her too much rain. It'll keep her away from things, but our baby hates to cry. Something like that, man. Traveling prayer. I don't remember how it goes. Something like that, Toto. Hicksville, man. Long Island. Peace be with you, Billy Joel. Again, wash your hands, man. Hebrew school kids, wash your hands. Right? Hanukkah people, I mean. Peace be with you, Hanukkah people.